This one's called Quest, and the shape of it comes from what I remember from being a kid, and that we had these pull-down maps in school, and that the way that the planet would be split apart into these ovals. And it's really kind of a map for your life, or a treasure map, and things that you might need along the way. But the gist of this, when I was finishing up, I was watching this, what is it, the Pirates of the Caribbean. There was this coveted compass in the movie, and it was to follow your heart's desire is the way it worked. It wasn't going north. It was like, what's your inner draw? And that is like my quest. And I hope to pass that on to other people too, of just remembering what exciting journey we can have here while we're here, even with the hard things. The center part here, it reminds me of a gold mining pan, like that you have to mine the things from your life. Little tidbits you might be useful along your way. This is actually some Indian money, so it's good to have some prosperity there. This is actually like a placemat kind of a thing. I kind of like the concept of having ordinary things that we have all around us, strategically placed to invite you in. Different things from different cultures. Well, I like this kind of map quality here. This little knife, like, we need our little stash of things to help us along. This is a neat little copper astrological little chart, a wishbone. A few different kind of protective symbols. I try not to put too many things in that have a specific meaning for me. I like to kind of keep it open palette, that people can interpret it the way that they would like. So, une prière, or a prayer. This one came from this piece of sheet music that I came upon in kind of this kind of antique, eclectic store here in Santa Cruz. And I've started doing some beeswax and caustic too, so it's treated with some melted beeswax on it. The last part that I put in was this little cup, and it's like, oh yes, have a little cup of tea is the way I sort of looked at it. It makes it more three-dimensional, and people can read it different ways. It's kind of like, oh, this could hold holy water, because the name of this is called a prayer, but at the same time, it doesn't have to be sacred at all. There's a little spoon that I think is like an old antique iced tea spoon or some fancy drink. There's some special gold dust in this little tube. In my studio, I'll have things collected in different bags, and I tend to have them kind of color coordinated, or like, okay, these are seed pods, these are big chunky things. Here's my big stash of paper, and then what generally starts a piece is finding one or two really interesting things. Like this one started with this sheet of music, and then grew with the title too, and then kind of collected things like, oh, okay, what kind of color range goes with that? And when I'm out and about, I'm always looking at nature or down on the ground even. That's the way how the pieces begin. And I'm pretty orderly in my studio, though, it goes crazy, kind of like a chaotic storm, and then it calms down and it's like, oh, okay. So for all the collecting that I do, I like making order out of chaos. And also bringing in the meditative quality that I have been cultivating in my life for 30 years or so. That's what gives me the patience probably to put such fineness into the things. Because some things I pick up, a lot of people might just walk by, but it's like, oh, okay, I see something, enough of interest there. And by moving things around, putting my energy into it somehow, it gives it more than what it had been. My really big theme I'm working with these days is good luck. And I feel like everybody can relate to that, especially in our times right now where things are pretty challenging, to notice what's going on around us and how much support we really do have from life. And I've been making some small kind of sized horseshoe kind of pieces that, people can relate to. This kind of U-shape, it collects positive kind of energy. To me, it's kind of a state of mind or a way of life. And if I can inspire people to somehow remember to be open to life, I think then I've done my job. And it's funny, on my way to come and do this little bit here, I'm always have my eyes open, and I picked up off of the ground, it's like, oh, here, it's this little fortune. It says, you will attract cultured and artistic people to your home. I think if you, to go away just feeling like you have a piece of home or part of your heart, then I've done my job too.